we're asking you to do and bring with you to our workshop. So we have given you this awesome worksheet, and basically what we're going to be asking you to do in this worksheet is to spend about 1 hour of uninterrupted time that ultimately at the end you will come away with your top 10 personal core values.
The thing that's going to be really important to getting to those top 10 values is that hour of you time. So not only do you need about an hour of uninterrupted, just babe time, total you time, but you need to make that comfortable space for yourself. So if you're a coffee person, grab your coffee. If it's tea, grab tea. Make sure you have your Snucky, whatever it is that you need.
Get outside, whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is that you need to be most open, your most authentic self to participate in this work. And the other element you might be a little bit surprised by if you've never dived into this type of work before is that you're going to feel kind of vulnerable, and that's okay. That's totally normal, and lean into it, because when you're feeling vulnerable, you're going to be bringing your most authentic self to this work. And when you bring your most authentic self to this work and then subsequently to our workshop together, everyone benefits. Your openness will mean that you can get the most out of your co-workshoppies, and that your co-workshoppies can get the most out of their time spent with you. And it's just a really great gift to each other. So we'll just know when we're in this space that everyone there is for each other. We're all on each other's team, and we'll help you guys to kind of create that open and safe space for everybody to share this work.
Awesome. Yeah, so it totally starts with the work that you do here that you bring with you. So the first part of this worksheet is that if you've ever thought about this type of work before or done this type of work before, if you know that there's a few words that you can just jot down off the top of your head that are values for you, there's a space for you to just go ahead and do that here. The second part is don't even worry if you've never thought about it before, really, because we have this whole great list here of values. It's not every value ever known, every word out there, so feel free to break out your thesaurus or your dictionary or whatever you want to pair with this, but it's a pretty good list, great to kind of at least inspire you and get you started. So I've found in the tons and tons of times that I've done this with groups that one of the easiest ways to get to the top 10 is to just read through the list and just make a mark, marks in some way, circle, make a giant X, do whatever, any word that just jumps out at you where you're like, yes, that is my value, that's one of my values. And once you've gotten to the end, it's likely that you'll have more than 10, so then you just start the work of kind of paring that down until you get to 10. We've included a scratch sheet of paper here so you can make lists or draw diagrams or pictures or whatever it takes to kind of help you think through and get down to that top 10. And there's some suggestions in the worksheet on kind of how to do that. You don't have to do this work right here on this piece of paper. If you've got a favorite journal or a blackboard or whatever you want to play around with, that's great. You can do it wherever you want. Ultimately, we just ask that you come to the workshop with your top 10 values and a brief description of what those mean to you. So we've provided a great little space here where you can do that. So once you have your top 10, just transfer them here and write them in order of most important. So what that means is start with number 1 being the most important value to you. So that's like the value that you can't live without, that you feel really passionate about right now in your life. Again, your values change as you go through life some, and they evolve and they kind of change in priority. So this is for right now, and don't stress out about it too much. For the work that we're doing at the workshop, the priority won't be that important. We won't really be playing with priority so much. It's just an important thing for you to kind of have knowledge around. So again, your top 10, starting with 1 most important. And then over here next to it on the side is where you're actually going to write a brief descriptor of what that value means to you. And why that's important is because the meaning of the value to you is going to be really specific and personal. It's going to be shaped by your own life experiences, and it's going to be different. So for example, Jane and I might write down the same word like community, but we might have a completely different definition of what that means to us or why it's important. So top 10 values, why they're important to you, And we are so excited to see you with that list.
Yahoo! So if you feel like you've got it, that the instructions both on the worksheet and from this video mean that you're just ready to get going, then awesome, go get going, and we will see you at the workshop, and thank you and good luck. And if you need an example, we're going to give you an example of what this work could look like. Dot, would you like to share?
Sure. So I'm going to share two from the top of my list. The first one I'm going to share is actually one that's kind of moved up in my list over the last year. I became a mom this past year, and it's been awesome. My kid's great. I love him so much, and it's been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. It's been really hard. So the value that's really kind of come to the surface for me and is now something I recognize as something really important each day of my life is determination. And what that means to me is that each day I hold on absolutely as tight as possible to doing whatever it takes to do the best that I can do and to get something done the way that I want it done, no matter how hard something is. And second value that I'm going to share, this one sort of has sat at the top of my list sort of unchanged for a really long time, and that is love. And what that means to me is practicing unconditional love and making the people in my life feel that feeling of what it means to know that you are loved unconditionally.
That's awesome. I feel the love. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah, anytime. So, Tom, what are your two?
Well, I have also got two to share, and right at the top of my list is one that also, like your love, has been at the top for me and unchanged for a pretty long time, and it's curiosity. I really value curiosity both in myself and when I see it in others. And what that means to me is a hunger for knowing more about the world around you and how each piece participates with each other to kind of make up the puzzle of life. I'm always really interested about every little moving thing around me and how it impacts another. And then right up at the top of my list too is equality, which is a value that's kind of come to light for me in the last couple years in the work that I've been doing around social justice and food justice. And what that means to me is that every person has the same opportunity, the same environment for success in participating in our society or in our communities. That it's an even playing field for everyone to be open and their most authentic self and bring their most babeliest self to wherever they are. So it's that easy. The hard part to put together your core values, the hard part really is identifying just those 10. And then the descriptions really are just what do you feel that word means to you? How do you relate to that information? So if you need to vent or you have questions,
or you just want to talk it through, we are totally here for you. This work can be really easy for some people, a little bit harder for other people. So don't even stress about it for a second. Just shoot us an email, or we'll include our phone numbers. You can give us a call anytime, and we're happy to talk you through it.
And we're really just so excited to be meeting you in this workshop. And please know that we have deep, deep gratitude that you want to spend your time with us this way. And we're really grateful for the opportunity to share this time with you as well.
Awesome.
So thanks, guys.
Thanks, babe.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon.